going on, world? We are back. Hit that like, subscribe button if you're tuning in. We are looking at the Hammer Dark Web. Really excited. How you doing, sir? Man, this is the one for me. Ever since the Web Pearl, I knew this ball had to be special. Like whenever we got a solid or a different cover stock, I knew it was going to be good. So let's really see how that's going to go. And if you really like this ball, like the review, man, use those links below to purchase. This ball comes out July 8th. So yeah, man, we're going to get to it. Yeah, man, that's it. Let's go. So there you have the layouts. They're a little slightly different, but without having mass bias, again, the pin positions are relatively close. Man, the Dark Web, I think this is probably the more requested ball reviews as of late. It's like this ball, especially out of box, a lot of surface. I think getting out of box by that first shot was like, wow, like, oops. I was hoping again, this shot is still pretty fresh. And it just really took off. Like it read the front of the lane in Brooklyn on me. But hits like that is just kind of what wowed me. And this still probably like in my first 10 shots, I'm seeing this type of ball motion. This definitely gives me, you know, those tour-esque, Obsession Tour like, you know, smoothness, front to back. Yeah, and like I tried to slow down a couple shots and I was like, I can't slow down. Like the ball was reading it, and that's where I was like, okay, let me get on the ball a little bit more. And then left a flat 10, but that's kind of with any ball, just seeing what I need to do to make it go through the pins correctly. Got my hand around a little bit more to help create a little more entry angle, and that's what I saw. And again, once I started really getting comfortable throwing the ball, that's when I really started to see like, okay, this is that symmetric piece that's definitely different from like the stealth. And comparing it, this is what everybody wanted. Threw out a poll. I like to do the poll so that it really, again, create some engagement. But this Black Widow 2.0 is a monster. Like it is. The numbers prove it. This ball is still on the market. It's been selling since its inception, and it makes sense. I haven't been the biggest fan, just being honest about that. Like my particular house shot is just a lot of friction. So shots like that, where it just kind of jumps out of nowhere, and not so much that shot was out of nowhere. I missed a little bit left, but if I get on it, it became a little more sensitive down lane. But once I really got comfortable and moved left with it, it really, I was like, okay, it got enough on the back end to really, man, I don't care how far left I get with this ball, I feel confident it's going to make the corner. And this Dark Web, I really do feel like it's not as much down lane. It's not. So we're back. I want to jump back in here real quick. I'm wearing my Cool Week jersey as always. And also, if you're in the South Florida area, come check out Bowler's Edge. My boy Tony and Roger, and they're doing some great work. They've been taking care of me ever since I touched down. AMS Sawgrass, man, great place. Big house, 56 lanes, 2 sides. Always got the lights on. That's a rarity in today's world. So yeah, man, just wanted to drop that bomb on you real quick. And yeah, man, again, if you like the jersey, use the code, use the links. Yeah, so let's talk about the numbers right now. Boom. So as we look at the numbers, the Dark Web and the Black Widow 2.0 have the same cover stock, and that's huge to know. When you doing your creating an arsenal, knowing that you can just ball down to not as aggressive core makes that guessing game easier when you're in a tournament or you're in a crucial situation, knowing that, okay, this is something that's gonna give me a familiar motion. And I really do believe, like, when you look at this, you know, out of box, when you look at the finishes, which is a pretty big difference, 500 and 1500. But again, as you let both lane shine for lane shine, they both, again, it's similar, but the Black Widow definitely, because of the core, hooks a lot more down lane. I think the Dark Web still will hook plenty, down lane, and when you get to the last of these shots, like that's what you will see, that it definitely can hook. But the Black Widow 2.0 by far like is the sharper ball motion. But again, I was a huge fan of the Web Pearl. I didn't throw the Web Hybrid, the Web Tour Hybrid, but guys like Jason Maryland and Jeremy Briggs, like they preach about that particular ball. That is the truth. You know, it's kind of Intel-esque. So again, and that might be another comparison. I have an Intel that very low games. I only pull that ball out for like pretty much tournament situations. So again, that might be a comparison. If you guys want to see that, that might be a ball to do that with. Again, these core numbers, of course, they're different. But I'm curious now as I'm I'm talking about this. But yeah, the Black Widow and the Dark Web. This is the little brother. The Dark Web is like the little brother to the Black Widow, and even I would think balls like the Obsession Tour, solid. So as we get into it, our closer up angles, man, the carry, I struck a lot with both of these balls. Like this was like one of the easiest reviews I've done. Just period. Like it hit, threw down a little fast, but it still, again, got me out of trouble. And I'm starting to give this one a little more gas, and again, 9-pin, because it just continued through the pins. I didn't see too much deflection. As I say that, there's a deflection. But once you got left, I saw it's just struggling a little bit. And I think that's a lot to do with the surface. That 500, 1500 is a lot for almost any ball. But especially on this house shot, this particular house shot does have a bit of oil, so I didn't need to jump far left, honestly. The Widow needed a little more room than the Dark Web did. I could have stayed a lot further right with the Dark Web. But this Black Widow, again, it loves the angle. And I think that's really what people enjoy about this Black Widow. Like, it hooks, but it's smooth as well, and it can kind of give you the best of both worlds. So for people who really love it, they love it, and people who don't, they don't. But I think the Dark Web is really that symmetric, solid, more benchmark shape than we've seen previously. So that is all for me, guys, and we got the couple balls coming up next. Be on the lookout.